So Sadman, did you give any online exam this year?
Yes, I appeared in several exams actually.
You haven't taken any formal online exam like applying for a college type of online exam this year, right?
Yes.
So do you regret the decision?
No, I don't regret it.
What's up, everyone? I'm Tasrif. I have with me Sadman, and by this time, hopefully, I think you are already familiar with us. We are the host of this podcast named Invisible Voice. So, in the last episode, we talked about online class, and we discussed about different aspects of online class and also our experiences on online class. So, if you haven't listened to that episode, I would recommend you to listen to our previous episode. And what is the funny thing is, in that episode, one of our listeners commented and she said, I need boyfriend with heart emojis and love emojis, whatever you want to call it. So, like, what do you think about this? What that girl meant by that?
That's interesting.
Yes, of course, interesting. And I think it's also good for us, I
No,
guess.
like if you like see from another aspect, that's like the top people are actually responding. They are giving their response to our podcast. This is good. Besides the fact that she wants a boyfriend, you can.
Yeah.
But that was like people are actually responding to our podcast or like whatever we're talking to. That's interesting, and I appreciate that. That should happen. Like
And what do you think of the other side that she meant?
so, I don't know actually. You like tried to contact or like replied back to her.
No, no, no. I deleted that comment because I don't want anyone to see that.
Why? Okay, I see that why you don't want, but you should have like you should not delete the comments of like the people that who are like approaching us like in any means. We know that
Yes, you are right.
of all times we are not gonna get the positive attitude from people, but we should deal with all the positivity and negativity.
But the thing is that that comment was not negative in any way. Like, I don't know how to say that. Like, it was not even, man,
Bad for her.
what to say. Whatever, whatever. I just wanted to.
You should try to find her a boyfriend because she was generous enough to make a comment to our podcast.
Bro, like the thing is, like, we are not here to sell or lend boyfriend here. We are here to discuss topic. But yes, I just wanted to point out that in this podcast, and I did my part. So yeah.
No, we're not. Of course, we're not like agency, borrowing agency, or like agency for lending boyfriends or girlfriends. But this is a simple favor we could have done to her. So like, but people don't get the wrong idea here. Okay, don't get the wrong idea here. Just because we talk about this stuff doesn't mean we are like into this stuff. So yeah, don't get the wrong idea.
I just found that very interesting, and I thought it was worth it to share that in this podcast. So yeah, I did that. Yeah, so let's jump into our topic today. So in the previous episode, we talked about online class, and like when we do online classes, after every class, we all need to give exam, and like it's not a choice, it's a must, right? When you take classes, after that everyone needs to give exam.
Yes.
But now we are in quarantine, and when we are in quarantine we took online classes, and we are still taking online classes, and we have to take online exams also. It's happening all over the world.
Yes.
So let's talk about online exam today. So I had the opportunity to give two online exam, like formal exam, college admission online exam. So you previously said that you haven't yet gave any online exam, formal online exam. If you have listened to our previous episode, then you already know that we both passed 10th grade and we are applying for 11th grade. Not applying for 11th grade, we are applying to college in order to study in 11th grade. So our education system is kind of weird, and we also talked about that, and that is school is called college and college is called varsities, right? So 90% of our college follows the automatic admission system. You just submit the list of colleges that you want to study in, like ranging from 5 to maximum 10 colleges, then the board decides one colleges out of that list, and every year that happens. But there is 4 colleges, 3 to 4 colleges, and coincidentally those happens to be the best colleges in our city. We all have to agree about that. You also agree with that, right, Sadman?
Yes,
They take exam every year. They take exam, and in fact they are so famous that people from other cities or like out of our city comes here and they try to get a chance.
from the all over from our country.
And in order to participate in one of those colleges admission exam, we all need to have GPA 5 minimum. And by GPA 5 I mean A plus. 5 point is like the minimum. It is the highest, of course, but it is the minimum at the same time. So
That sounds funny. Like when you say it, it sounds funny. It's the highest, yet it's the minimum requirement. You like the least requirement. You have to have this much of requirement. That sounds. What does it sound like actually? Okay, carry on.
yeah, so I got GPA 5, so I applied for the exam. But one college, that college is Saint Joseph, and that college has some specific requirement this year, and you need to get A plus, like GPA 5. After that, you need to have A plus in biology, higher math. Like how weird is that? First of all, we all need to get A plus. Then after that, we need to get specific subject A plus. And if someone get all over GPA 5 but still missed on biology and higher math, they couldn't participate in the exam. But someone can question like how can someone missing in biology and higher math but still getting a GPA 5 or like getting an all over A plus result? So can you explain that?
Okay, that's pretty hard.
It's a complex topic, but
Exactly. That's why you put that on me. I understand that.
yes,
Okay, like in our education system, we have to like study about 10 or 11 subjects. I up to 10th grade.
12 subjects.
Yeah, considering the like yes, considering all of that, we have to study 12 subjects. In that 12 subject, there are like two subjects. We don't have to actually give exams. The marks are sent to the central authority or like the education board by from our schools. Then there is like rest 10 subjects. In the rest 10 subjects, we have to pick a fourth subject.
Yes, and there is also a third subject.
Yes, there is a third subject, but it kind of includes in the like main subjects. It doesn't.
Yes, you're right.
But the fourth subject we get to choose between is higher math and biology. Biology we all know, and higher math I guess all should know, right? Because all should know it's a part of mathematics. We break down the mathematics in two parts, then like this is general math, this is higher math, but that's it. There are two. We get to choose between higher math and biology in forum for like our board exam for the next 2 years, 9 and 10th grade. So we have to study all the subjects. Just we have to study all the subjects, but the subject we will choose as fourth subject has this advantage that to get GPA 5 in the subject, we just have to like when we get GPA 5 like grade point 5.00, just 3.00 points will be taken as A plus. That's the highest we can get. In 100, if we get 80, that's A plus, and this A plus is considered in point form is 5.00, and when we get 3.00 in our fourth subject, which can be biology or higher math, the rest 2 points can be added to any of the subjects. If we miss A plus or like miss 5.00 in any of the subject, the rest 2 points from that 2 point, the points required to acquire 5 point or like let me say by example like in general maths I missed A plus. I got actually 4.50 and I got 5.00 in my biology or higher math, actually in my fourth subject. So the 3 points will be deducted from that 5 point. So the rest remains is 2 point. From that 2 point, I missed that. I said earlier that I missed A plus or like A plus in general maths or like I got 4.5 in my general maths. So from that 2 point, 0.5 will be deducted and will be added to the 4.5 to make it 5.00. That's how our fourth subject works. It helps us if we miss A plus in any subject, it helps us to recover that point.
Fantastic explanation. So I wanted to add something is that like there is, you as you said, there is two options. Either you choose biology or higher math as a fourth subject. But let's say I chose biology as a fourth subject, but still I need to study biology and higher math at the same rate.
Yes.
So that is kind of a pain, but still it's a luck actually, because that biology is like there for you in the hard time, like when you miss whatever. So
This exactly. It's not like that. It's my fourth subject. I get to put less effort in it. We have to put the same amount of effort. The only advantage we get is if we get GPA 5 in biology, then it will cover us if we miss any A plus, or like if we miss any points in the main subject. But we have to put same amount of effort in all the 10 subjects to get A plus. If I miss A plus in biology, that doesn't actually affect my entire grade, but it helps me much more if I like what we're saying.
biology is a bodyguard for us,
Kind of,
for example,
kind of.
because it's kind of a bodyguard because it has our back
Exactly.
if we are in trouble, because it covers. And if I want to give my example or my situation, like I missed in Bangla, and when I missed in Bangla, I got GPA 4.00. I think that's a. So then I got A plus in biology. So that 1 point added to my Bangla, and I got an all over GPA 5, which means A plus, right?
Yes.
And I am grateful for biology anyway. So even though I hate like doctor stuff, so yeah.
That's disrespectful. That's
No, like I'm not targeting doctor. I'm like targeting the subject, because you have to study, like you have to memorize everything,
exactly.
right? In biology, you just read and read,
MBBS is extreme, extreme, bro. Like you have to study throughout your life.
and it just doesn't end. Like it just goes on and on. That's why I don't like that very much.
Exactly.
So yeah, back on with our story. So I got A plus. I got GPA 5 basically, and I missed in Bangla, but I didn't miss in biology and higher math. That's why I could apply in Saint Joseph. So I applied in two colleges, and other one colleges was for girl only, and the two college I applied for, it was boys only college. So it took me about like 4 hours to apply in those two college online process. But yeah, like after 5 or 10 minutes, out of nowhere the website crashes. Then I have to redo everything from the start. That was kind of frustrating, but like I started at 7 p.m. and I finished in 10 p.m. or 10:30, like something like that. I don't remember correctly, but I think 10:30. So I applied for two of the colleges, and when I, like at the end of the process, like when I paid for my admission, the charge of my laptop was at like 1 or 2%, and suddenly the laptop just turned off. But luckily I could finish my admission process. So then I charged up my laptop, but I fell asleep that night, and so I thought, why not like download my admit card the next day. So coincidentally, that was the last date for my application. So in the next day I went up and turned on my laptop and went to that website where I applied yesterday, and there was no option to log in, not a single option. I searched everywhere. I searched for like 2 hours, but in that two website, now in Saint Joseph I searched that, but there was no option to log in or sign in. Like there is no way to get my admit card basically. Then I couldn't download my admit card, and I approached one of my friends and I messaged him to that, like I'm in this situation bro, like now what do I do? And whatever I write, like he was like giving like emojis.
that that's rude.
It was a serious situation. I was like in a crying moment because I worked so much hard for that application process. Like 4 hours. It took me 4 hours for that. I could have watched two movies in that time. But I was like saying, bro, like I couldn't download my admit card. Now what do I do? What do I do? But every moment he just keeps like the like button. Man, that was so frustrating. But after that I thought like it was done. Now how do I get my admission roll. Then I did something crazy, so I'm gonna talk about that later. But when we do this admission process, then the college committee, they send you a G Suite email account. Basically, that is a normal Gmail account, and I logged there. And the next day, there was my demo exam. So, in order to enter the demo exam, I need to give my admission roll. But clearly, I couldn't download my admit card, so I thought that I have no admission roll. So what I did, I like my 10th grade final exam roll number, that was my admission roll. I mean by that is like I gave that roll number into that college demo exam roll.
Okay.
So then I entered the exam. Bro, like the situation at that class, that was like crazy. I kid you not, someone was literally without any shirt, completely shirtless. Bro, like I'm serious, completely shirtless. And from another applicant ID, there was like some children crying like very loud. I couldn't wear my headphone for that loudness. And what is the funniest thing is that it is like you have to give this online exam by all yourself, right? No one can be present when you are giving that exam. But in one applicant's ID, there was two boys sitting like next to each other, and they were giving the exam. I don't know were they dumb or were they clever, or I don't know, man. So and someone, I don't know, mistakenly or willingly, but he shared his laptop screen, and turned on YouTube and was playing music. There was a crazy experience, first time online exam experience. Of course, 10 out of what, like 0 out of 10. Why 10 out of 10? 0 out of 10.
Then 0 out of 10 better than 10 out of 0.
So there was like 24 or no 25 or 30 MCQs and multiple choice questions, and I all submitted that in 1 minute. I just went every question and just marked and went to the next question. I didn't even read what was the question was, because I was so frustrated with everything. My admission roll was not there, and those crazy people were doing that kind of stuff. So I got out of my demo exam. At that night, I still approached my friend and I said, bro, like I gave my demo exam using my SSC role, 10th grade role, but he was still giving me like, I don't know, man. So then the final day came, the exam day. I used my SSC exam or my 10th grade admission role, and surprisingly or not surprisingly, normally my result didn't came, and I was not mad at all, because it was a like solid excuse for that. Because I could now, if someone said, hey yo, you didn't got into that college, I would say that I couldn't download my admit card because there was problem with the website, right? So that kind of worked out for me actually. So that was my first online college experience, how
That
to say
was
it.
pretty dope, I would say.
Was it?
I guess on if I say my crazy experience in terms of crazy experience, it was actually good because shirtless guy,
Yeah,
random
like
dude playing music, two guys sitting together, appearing in the same online exam. So in terms of experience, crazy experience, it was great. But in terms of actually giving the exam, that was actually shit moment.
so, like as I said about my friend earlier, that was just giving me like all the time, and I was very mad at him for not telling me what was the actual reason. So I didn't talk to him for like 2 or 3 days, and after the 3 days, there was the second college admission exam.
Yes.
So in that time, but I got a very good lesson from that first time. So I downloaded immediately my admit card from that website. And but there was another situation. My laptop C drive, the software drive where all the softwares are, and all my drives were getting so much full. And I searched in YouTube how to clean C drive. And I followed all the steps, and forgottenly I deleted all my downloaded files that were in C drive. And coincidentally, my admit card was also in my C drive. I also cleared my recycle bin also.
Yes,
So
that
like now
that
my admit
happens.
card is also gone. That's a how to say this, man. Like, and in that time that website also didn't have any, oh my god, any way to log into my account, and I was so pissed. And in this time I didn't ask anyone for help. I know that they would also do that, the same thing. They would give like. So I gave my ex. No, I didn't even gave my exam. I'm the main reason is like before the night of that exam in 2 a.m. in the morning I was like lying down, was chilling in my laptop, like scrolling through, you know.
Yeah.
Suddenly my internet server was down, my wi-fi was not working. I turned on and off my router multiple times, my laptop, but it didn't work basically. So I thought that in the next morning everything would be normal, but and my accounts they were also signed up, so I thought that I would just turn on my laptop and I can do everything in like 1 minute. So my exam was at 10 a.m. in the morning, so I woke up at 9:52. When I woke up, my internet was still down, and I was turning on off my laptop one time, my router couple of times, but still my internet was like my server was still down. Then I called my internet guy. When I called him, and man, like he was also a, how to say this, like I called and I said, when I called they were like, how are you, sir, how can I help you? And I was like, my internet is down from last night, and when you can give me internet. And he said, we are working on that and it will take couple of hours to get back the internet. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? I have an exam 3 or 4 minutes after this. And he was like, we're very sorry for your online exam, but we can't do anything in this regard. Then I cut off my call. And then what do I say, man? Like at this point, my mom is also pissed, and she was like, "Everything is your fault. You can do anything in right." And so I tried to give my exam in my phone, in my mom's phone. But in this point, I don't know any internet package number, right? Because I didn't ever needed to use any internet package. So I went to my message. There I found out an internet package. I immediately bought an internet package. After that, I can sign up in my iPhone's email app, stock email app. There is no option to sign up. Like I can download a Gmail from that app store either, because in order to download any apps from Apple, we all know that you need to give like Apple ID password,
Exactly.
right?
Apple ID.
And my mom forgot her Apple ID password.
Damn it,
Now
bro.
I can do anything. So I didn't have Google Classroom, Google Meet downloaded, Gmail downloaded, so I couldn't sign in. But I tried, still I tried, and I tried to do that using Safari, but that didn't help either. So like now at this point, it is like 10:05. Like my exam is for only 15 minutes, and in 15 minutes you have to give 25 questions. So like now all the chances are gone anyway. So that day my mom was actually very mad at me. She also knew that it was not my fault, but I missed out on this very good opportunity. Like Notre Dame is actually a good college, so that is my pathetic experience. But in that evening, my friend that was just giving me light, he texted me and he was like, bro, how was your exam? And I said, like, I asked for your help and I wanted to know the admission roll. I couldn't download my admit card, but you didn't say anything. And he said, you don't need admit card. Your admission roll is in the Gmail account. For example, I say you get a Gmail from the college, your Gmail will be like applicant 2204, and that 2204 is your admission roll.
Okay.
So you type in 2204, but I didn't know that. I thought my admission roll was in my admit card, but he could have told me that 3 or 4 days earlier before the exam when I asked him that, but he didn't say that. So like everything is fucked up now, and online exam experience. And I think you are very lucky that you didn't have to give those online exam. You have to agree with that.
I actually didn't got chance to appear in the exam. I didn't apply for like St. Joseph, and for in case case of Notre Dame, I was in my hometown. Like in, we took a break.
Yes, we took a break, and in that break there was admission. But why
Exactly.
did you choose to go in your hometown while you have an
Because
exam?
I went to my hometown on 27th. There was no notice till 27th afternoon or evening that the Notre Dame authority messaged us. The exam will held on tomorrow, which means 28th, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. or a.m. to 10 a.m. So
Did your parents knew that?
yes, my mom knew. She like asked me immediately. Not immediately, but she asked me on 28th noon that what happened to your exam. I said the
And you said, I just missed my exam.
exactly. I just missed my exam because I didn't know actually. Notre Dame authority actually like they should have been more. What should I say? This Notre Dame exam was like those who actually appeared in the exam or like applied for it. They know Notre Dame created huge mess at first, but then they actually successfully did the exam or like they took the exam successfully. But before that, they actually created huge mess. They took about two demo exams. Their servers were
Yes.
shit.
And the funny thing is that, like, in the second demo exam, like, oh no, sorry, not in the second, in the first demo exam, where they had a different technique. They were very brave, and they tried to take an exam by using their own website.
Exactly.
It crashed, and I couldn't even log in to that website because it
Exactly.
was just crashing every time, and every time it was showing 404 error,
Exactly.
right?
Like just think how they are like why they dumb or like they were what they did not have any dedicated server. They actually tried to put all the students together in a live stream when where they will record our audio as well as video.
Almost 20 or like 25,000 student, I guess.
Exactly. At the same time, they tried to take the exam,
Yes.
and like the notice actually Notre Dame authority sent every notice at last hours. Just as I said, if
Yes.
your exam is on 28th, you should give the students a 24 hours notice. Of course, 24-hour notice minimum. But what happened? I got the message 24th noon. Afternoon or evening, and my exam was like on 28th 10 a.m, just a little more than 12 hours or about 12 hours.
And the funny thing is that, like, if someone was lucky enough to enter in that exam, like, if they were pressing B, for example, then it would press in D. If they go to next question, it would skip two question at the same time. And someone, it happened to a lot of them, even without starting the exam, it said, thanks for giving the exam. Like, how can that happen?
Yes, answer.
Even they didn't even touched anything, like, already the website showed you, thanks for giving your exam, and we'll hope to see you in the main exam day. Like, there was crazy, there were posts everywhere.
Messed up big times before, but they in the end they actually their server was pretty good. I said that their server was pretty good, then exam went smoothly on the final exam. But before that,
Bro, like, the final exam, they took it the Saint Joseph way. They gave us the Gmail ID, and then they took it by Google Classroom. They did it. They didn't use their server. If they tried 100 times, I'm very sure that they would fail 100 times because they don't have the capacity or the capability to take an online exam. And this is first time for every one of us. And the teacher at the online class, he doesn't also know what to do.
exactly. Even like to control 100 like 1,000 streams at the same time, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult when you are recording the audio and video at the same time. How they thought like actually to control like over 10 or 20,000 students audio and video at the same time without any dedicated server on their own website at the first hand. But they did.
Bro, like, their website is also fucked up. Like, if you have went to their website, you see, like, first of all, the website design is like absolute trash. After that, it keeps crashing like every 15 to 20 minutes. Like, that's why it took me 3 hours just to apply in Notre Dame. If I would come halfway, then it would just refresh automatically. Oh my god, I don't want to say it more. So that's how my online exam, and I think you were lucky. But one thing were your parents, were they mad at you because you couldn't give exam?
My dad was a little mad. He didn't knew until we reached Dhaka. We reached Dhaka like on 31st of August. Then he actually got to know that the exam has already been taken. Then he was like pretty sentimental and like he was mad actually, a little mad.
I don't know, man. Like our parents are like kind of typical parents that do.
But yes, like it was not like I had the full preparation and I just didn't get to appear in the exam. If I appeared in the exam, it was sure shot that I would get chance in Notre Dame. No, it was
No,
definitely.
like you can say that. You can say that because two of our classmates, some of our classmates, not in our section, like in whole of our class 10, nobody, even they didn't even expect themselves to do well in that exam, but they got chance in that college. How is that even possible? They didn't even study.
If you're lucky enough, you can get. But I am like
Yes, like we don't know. You could be lucky also. Like we don't know.
you can understand if you're lucky or not. From time to time, in different situations of your life, you actually get to understand if you're lucky enough or not. I actually got to understand I am not that lucky. If I want to achieve something, I have to work hard for that. Even after that, it may get slipped away, but I have to try. I understood that I'm not that lucky, but from not that crazy amount of lucky, but in some cases, I actually found that I'm lucky, actually lucky.
Whatever, bro. Like there was a kind of bad experience, but my plan was not to study in Notre Dame. My plan was bit different. My plan was to like give the online exam. If I get a chance to study, I would reach that college.
You ditch if you got chance in Notre Dame,
If you Yes, if I would get a chance in Notre Dame.
got to appear in the exam, and if I actually got chance, then I would of course not teach it. I would of course take the admission.
Bro, like it would take me every day almost 2 or 3 hours just to get in and out of that college from your home or from my home.
If shifted from this area to the near the college area, if I actually got chance to Notre Dame, I would do that. But since I haven't, you have not either. So like it what to say? It's not worth it talking
What
on
to
here.
say? There is nothing to say, man. Like we are speechless.
Exactly.
And they also did more fuck ups. It was not their first time. First of all, they took first demo exam and it was a complete fail, 100% fail, nothing short of a fail. And they were criticized everywhere basically. After that, they decided to take Saint Joseph path and then they like gave the result. But the frustrating thing is like they took the seats of the automatic education system or like other colleges seat because not in Notre Dame, like most of the talented boys study in Notre Dame, right? And they also gave like college choices earlier, and they also got in colleges, but then they also got in Notre Dame, and of course, everyone will go into Notre Dame if they get chance. When they did that, there was like seat filled up, but no one's to study there. Like you know what I mean? There was like a gap.
Exactly. They like actually haven't took out the name from the college seats to get people might get confused here. I would say that Notre Dame, there are like four missionary colleges in our country.
Yes,
Those are like I would like to say the names Notre Dame, Holy Cross, Saint Gregory, and but Notre Dame, Holy Cross, Saint Joseph, Saint Gregory.
yes, those
Exactly.
four.
These are the four. In here, Holy Cross is only girls, Notre Dame is only boys, and Saint Joseph and Saint Gregory is, I guess, combined education. These are the four.
No, no, Saint Joseph is also boys.
Okay,
Saint Gregory is also boys.
all boys. Then these are the four missionary colleges in our country which are not actually controlled by the central authority or like our education board. They actually go on their terms. They like to take admission exams their own way, and they will admit the students in their own terms and conditions out of the board authority, of course under some conditions, but then they does not fall under the authority of the central system. Then there is like rest colleges of Bangladesh, which is controlled by the authority or like the board, education board of our country. After the SSC exam, when our result is published, on the basis of our result, we get to apply in our desired college corresponding to our result. Then we will apply centrally. Then the board will pick colleges for us on the base of our result and like seats available in our desired college, and they will give us the colleges, right? So actually the college admission or the central admission process started earlier than the Notre Dame admission exam. So every student actually applied centrally, then the Notre Dame exam happened, then about 1,000 or like 2,000 or 2,500 students got chance in that college. So these
Yes,
2,000, most of the students haven't actually removed their name from the central or like from the board website or like the board list.
yes, from the central list.
They got chance in Notre Dame, they won't take the seats of these colleges. They haven't actually, since they haven't take out their names, the space has not been evacuated yet, like the 2 or 2.5K seats.
And in that government list, they are showing that every college is filled, but that is completely a lie. There is like 40 to 30% seats are free, and students are at the same time sitting in their homes, not getting into any college because of that decision of Notre Dame. I think that's very bad.
Like the Notre Dame, not there like four and like missionary colleges, but this board have like noticed them. You have to confirm like you will study in the college you got from the board or like you would study in Notre Dame who actually got chance. So if you confirm that you would study in Notre Dame, then you have to take out your name. If you study in the college chosen by board for you, you will have to cancel your name from Notre Dame. So many people hasn't done this yet.
The thing is that some who got chance, they decided and they finalized that they would study in Notre Dame, but not it is the job of Notre Dame to erase those seats from that central list. But Notre Dame haven't done that yet. I heard that they would do that in like 11 or 10, like today or tomorrow they would do that. Today it is like the final choice from government for students to get into college. Like, why did they do that? There was like 5 months. They had 5 months to take exam, but they didn't take any exam.
Yeah, like about this admissions is process this year, it was like pretty confusing. All of us were confused. Even we were confused. Will Notre Dame take exam this year or not? From the very beginning.
Yes, that's why I didn't study.
Exactly. That's why I haven't taken any preparation. I didn't actually even prepared for like we know the conventional way of admission test. Like we have to take hardcore preparation for like 3 to 4 months, even after a board exam. Then we will appear in the exam. But since this corona like or like for this pandemic situation, we were not actually like ready for a admission test. We were not even sure we will get to admit to colleges this year. But
Whatever we say, like Notre Dame and other three missionary college, they have to admit that they did wrong everything this year, and they should like own their mistakes. And I think they have a big ego, like they would not do the same as other colleges does. I think that's a very pretty bad thing. They should own their mistakes. They should stop their egotism. So yeah, that was our like experience, bad experience of online exam. It was our first experience in life, but which started in a bad way. Hopefully this coronavirus will end soon, in the end of this year or like in the first couple of months in the next year. After that, I hope that this online class or this online exam, this will stop, because for this thing, not like the like who are qualified, who are actually qualified for those institutions, they are not getting into those institutions. So yeah, there is a big mess up.
yeah, like the corona is not going anytime anywhere soon. It will stay, but the government has decided to open the educational institution, measuring quote unquote, taking proper measurements, safety measurements. But it is a big decision, I should say, because most many people disagreeing with this decision that no matter how much safety measures you take, it's not possible for every school to take that much of intensive safety measurement. No matter how much you take, there's still some lackings will be there, but you can just put this much of life like huge. There like students in our country, the number of students in our country is huge, from like at the root level like class 1 to university, there are like millions of students. You can just put their lives, all of their lives, in danger once at a time. This will be a very foolish decision, I'd say. Like corona is not going anytime anywhere soon, but government should wait until the next year to reopen the education
I think
institution.
vaccines will come in the like first couple of months of next year, I think then everything will gonna stop. Hopefully, let's hope for the best. Why not? So yeah, that was it. That was our online experience and our thoughts on online exam. So that is it. That's all for today, and we hope to see you in the next episode. So till then, stay safe, stay home. I am Sadman. No, I am not. I am Sadman.
Yes, I am
I
Tashrif.
am not Sadman. Bro.
It works, bro. If there is only two names, Tashif and Sadman, people will figure out who is who. That's a puzzle. Oh, guys, comment down who is Sadman, who is Tashrif. Actually, like, let's do a contest. Try to describe our face or like our looks on the basis of our voice. Have you ever done that or tried to like on the basis?
That's very hard.
Listen, like on the basis of someone's voice, have you ever tried to like determine their personality or their face or their look?
Yes, I tried to imagine their face, but there is a channel called Wendover Production.
Yes, 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 of course.
In that channel, there is a like guy, but his voice is very hard, right? I thought it was a like
He looks
very
so innocent.
muscular.
Exactly, he looks
Yes, but he looks very different. Like you don't expect to get a voice from that type of person. So
exactly.
yeah.
I was surprised. I was also surprised.
So yeah, that is it for today's episode. We'll